I know.
Diabetes.
All right, we are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Messy Monday, where we're just hanging out. We're just talking. No, hey, stop that over there, Dana. That's desecrating everything. But welcome to the show, everybody. Glad you guys are here. Andrew Sada is already in the chat. He is driving down the New Jersey Turnpike. So please do what you feel and keep both feet on the wheel while you're doing it. So I hope you're listening. Please don't type anymore. We are glad you're here. Glad you're here. Got a good group all of a sudden. And glad y'all are here. We'll do a spin around the room. We don't have any topic. We've been talking a little bit about the shots and the vaccinations. I got mine today, and my arm works. Thank you very much for asking. So let's
your arm feel?
Let's go to the professor first. What is up, Matthew? How are you today?
Wait, real quick. Sorry, Matt. Don't mean to interfere, but I found a chance to insult Chris. So when you lifted your arm up and the sun hit, it almost blinded all of us, just so you know.
Those are facts. Those are facts.
All right, go back to Matt. What's up, Matt?
So, Dana and I both had 3 bricks and pieces orders shipped the same day last week. So it was kind of like a running joke, like who would get theirs first. Well, mine, I got one on Saturday, one today, and I'm assuming the next one will be on Monday. So here's the goodies.
Ooh.
Precious.
Hey, look, the sun's shining on his belly. You ain't making fun of him.
That's because I haven't pulled up my shirt yet.
Please don't. No.
It's not that kind of show.
Okay, so I'm kind of obsessed with making sure I have all the tiles and all the colors. So just filling in some gaps, which means that I'm sitting at the computer updating the spreadsheet so that the next time I place my bricks and pieces order, I don't accidentally order things I already have. And I am looking forward to getting shot number 2, but not for another week or so, in early April. So, and I finished Ninjago Gardens this weekend. So
let's see it.
It's upstairs. So
I forget.
I'm in my office where I get better reception and I can use my higher quality camera. So.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to move those rooms and put your office upstairs.
I think for Thursday, I'm gonna steal the wireless repeater out of the master bedroom and move it to my office and see if the new laptop works fine if I do that. And then if it works, I'll order another repeater. So,
is this a new laptop sans Sprite, or is this a new laptop?
This is a new lap to me that I inherited from my spouse, who buys a new laptop every other year, whether he needs it or not. Because I buy little pieces of plastic and he buys technology, which is great because I can inherit his technology when he's done with it, and he never inherits my Lego. So it's a win-win.
Hey, Maddie makes 10. What's up, Maddie? How are you?
Good. Sorry, I feel like I just got to the grid.
Oh. That's right. I mean, I love having 10, but man, 9 is nice and neat, and then 10 is like.
Yeah, I can leave. I can just go.
You can do like an upside down Lego brick. That's kind of nice.
I'll tell you what, we'll move David. We'll put David down there. So it's the Canadians' fault.
I would like to be next to Julian since we're both holding our babies.
Where's my baby?
My baby got her shots today.
That'll be crapped in the living room.
Not happy. What was in there?
All right, since we moved into the bottom, let's talk to the Canadian today. How are you, sir?
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
Blame Canada.
I can hear the hamsters running.
I'm not going to talk about that movie. That movie made me cry for laughing so hard, and that movie made me cry so much that I wanted to leave the theater. Yeah, I haven't been doing much. I was on Julian's show for the first time last night for half a second, and I was showing off my new printed stickers for my old go-karts that I've been making and colorized. And so I've been making just a whole bunch of sheets of numbers for my go-karts.
Hey, I had a question for you, Dave, about that. I have a question.
Sure.
You say, all right, so you can't complete it till you get the parts. But Are you willing to poop
What?
Am I willing to what?
parts out of other parts?
Okay, the guy's holding a
Oh,
baby and
yeah,
says, "Are you willing
okay.
to poop?" We, you know.
I forgot acronyms. I know what burp and everything else, but here's me as a Lego fan for 100 years. I forgot what poop meant. Right. So I've made 1x8 Technic bricks out of 1x6 and 1x2 because I think it was orange or whatever. They don't have a 1x8, but they have a 1x6 and a 1x2.
I completely respect.
So
what you're doing.
these guys take 4 1x8. So I do cheat, but besides you guys who know this and me who knows this, nobody else is. When they're on the table, they're not going to see that this is a 1x6 and a 1x8 in the back.
No,
or
I
a 1x6
completely
and
respect
1x2.
what you're doing there. Yes.
Yep. Tell everybody what project you're doing. What are you trying to accomplish?
The problem I don't make right. Oh, so this is the 854 go-kart in Canada. It's a 948 go-kart in the United States. It came out in 1977. It came in blue originally, and over the years of acquiring lots of Technic bricks due to robotics and everything else, I thought I should try to make one of every color you can by using the Technic bricks that are available. So there's a 1x16 black Technic brick. So this whole thing is the black colorized version. So anything that was blue in the first one has been recolorized to whatever color I can make it. So I got black, I got white, I got 13 other colors, including turquoise and tan. And so this is what I've been doing. And orange will be next as soon as they release the 1x16 Technic brick.
You got lime green, Dave?
I got lime green. Yeah, that's complete.
I just want to make sure because I
Lime
stole
green's
some
complete.
1x16. So I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
All right,
one thing that's
so we need
driving
to
me
see all
crazy is
those-
I go on to get.
We need to see all those lined
You need to
up.
see
We
them
need
all?
to see a display.
Well, there's,
Come on, man.
Maybe I have a picture somewhere.
All right, you work on that.
I have a,
We want to see it.
Put him on the spot, Chris.
That's right. Well, he's bragging.
Okay.
I mean, you can't say I got every color and not show, man. Come on.
I can
true.
bring everyone out at one at a time if you want. Take up the entire show.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Yeah, Dave, you'll have to forgive Chris because he is used to me bringing out the entire world to show something. So he's expecting everybody to meet up to that standard now.
Yes.
That's perfect. I'm gonna adhere to Dana way of doing stuff because that's a
There
good
you
way
go.
of doing stuff.
Let me see. We got some more folks in. Brickanizer is here. I got it right 2 times in a row. Brick Dudes is here. Brickman Mosaic Art is here. Bricksmith also in the chat, which is awesome. All right, Miss Maddie, what's up in your world?
She's on her
You're
phone.
muted.
No, don't tell
She's
her.
over the top. Aw.
I'm just trying to order that T-shirt. I see there's a discount.
That's right. What T-shirt are you ordering?
Well, I'm looking at the link. It's the one with the orange circle, right?
Yeah.
It's not the Little Nas shirt.
This one. Is there a different one? Because this one reminds me of Halloween. Because I only wear
No,
black.
no, Manny, he's asking you to segue into this.
He wants you to say what it is.
Tell him what you ordered.
Hey guys, if you haven't heard on the teepublic.com, TEEPUBLIC, I'm an English teacher. You can order the old gray T-shirt, and right now it looks like there's a special for a day and a couple of hours. You can get it for $13. Come on, guys. You know you want it.
Yes.
You know you want it. You know you want it because I do.
Tons of fun size included.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say because of COVID, I'm like, normally I wear a men's size small, but I think I'm gonna have to go with a medium.
I like it.
Tons of fun sizes.
See
not
what happens
available.
when you hang out with me and Jeff?
Yeah, you get fat and happy.
But I'm debating on the color choice because you used an orange circle, and if I get black, which is the normal color that I wear,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be like, it's Halloween time. So I'm looking at all the color choices because there's so many.
We'll get orange on orange.
That's why dark gray was the default.
Oh,
Is it dark gray or
asphalt.
dark bluish gray?
It's actually asphalt.
Yeah, it's asphalt.
Hey. Watch it.
As Dana often suggests, if you choose one of the heather colors, you get a nicer quality fabric.
Yes. Which
Well,
actually,
it's a blend. Usually when they do heather gray. It's a blend.
Who's this Heather? Is she a friend of ours?
I'm like, OMG, Becky's not even hot.
So cool. I'm gonna order one. Or maybe I'll get one for my bro too. We'll see.
Hey,
Oh, there's
Mark.
stickers.
Throw the link in the private chat so I can put it in the and all the others.
I hear it makes a great birthday gift.
Oh, really?
Hello, Richard Seamus is in the chats over there. All right, let's see. Let's go around. Let's go to Mr. Bricksmith, and just in case Baby needs to go do.
You
better
know,
things.
sometimes. So,
What's up, man?
Baby got shots.
Oh.
Shots. She got her D-tap and all the other ones too. What have I been up to? Not much. Just hanging out.
Good.
Taking care of a baby.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done any Lego stuff. I fished this guy out to show him off to some people. So
Yeah.
and I have an idea for another
Some flush.
I have another idea for another I guess mech. And stay tuned.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and pump you and Jeff's show and Maddie's show?
Tons of fun.
It's not mine.
When can it be seen?
It's
Maddie,
Friday
it's
night
definitely your show.
on Jeff
No.
McElwee's channel.
At 9 Eastern, Jillian, Maddie, and sometimes we have a guest when he decides to show up, Greg. Because we wanted to talk about photography and stuff like that, and then Greg never showed. Not throwing shade on Gil or anything, but throwing shade a little bit. Mostly sarcasm.
Just throw the shade. He's Canadian. He'll just say sorry and keep on going. So,
hey, you know what? I did do something.
Sorry.
I did do something.
what did you do?
I'm going to be on A Fools on the 2nd of April.
Oh, tell me, but that's Brick Trains and Brick Czar
and Mardi Gras Man 2-3.
Okay, when do they air that?
That'll be on the 2nd of April.
2nd of April. Sweet, good deal. All right, man. And man is international right now. Oh, Maddie made her order. Woohoo!
So Maddie, did you go with the charcoal Heather?
Yes, I decided that it looked weird against red. Black was too Halloweeny, but the charcoal Heather, perfect.
Perfect. There we go.
There we go. All right. So you can get your official Old Gray Bricks merch today. We've just started doing that. All right. Let's see. Pink Wheels, what's going on?
Look up above Boone's head right there. Look at that.
Very nice.
Ooh. Official.
Boone is giving Old Gray Brick a proctology exam at the moment. So
Turn your head and cough.
All right. Pink Wheels, what is up? How you doing, Miss Meredith?
We're doing all right. So Boone's challenge, I finished that. And because Martin is awesome, he decided to also have a March competition, which I am now desperately trying to finish before the 31st. And he is doing a Princess and the Frog theme because if you have a young child that likes Disney Princess, you may have noticed there's only one Tiana, or Tiana only came in one set, and that's kind of lame. So apparently they're like $50 or $60 on Bricklink. So if you win his challenge, you win a Tiana. So
wow.
Yeah, so my child's like, you gotta win it, Mom. So we are working in the scene from when she visits the voodoo grandma in her house that's in a boat that's in a tree. Sabine's there solely for
Oh my gosh, that's good.
Yeah. And then
So cool. Oh
Yeah.
so top is not pretty. I can't figure out how to layer in all those bottles and stuff and make it look pretty, so it might just look ugly. But I
think you're doing really well. What you got started there?
So that's pretty much that for that. I mean, I can't clean it up anymore. Just got to finish up the. She is making gumbo in a bathtub, so that will be over here. I gotta make a little bathtub full of some crabs and stuff. And I have to take a Sharpie to a figurehead because there is no blind grandma of color heads in Lego. So
why don't you take some Brasso to a Vesuvius and get rid of the beard?
that could be a potential one. I was actually going to use. I have the head I'm going to use because it's pretty easy. It has glasses on it already. Oh, did Natalie steal it? My child probably stole it. She's all like, "You're not." Oh, here it is. I was just going to blacken those sunglasses because she has round sunglasses on.
Oh,
okay.
A little bit of a grimace, but I think that would probably come out the cleanest. So I'm desperately trying to
from
finish
McDonald's? Grimace from McDonald's?
So
Not Grimace from McDonald's, Julian.
Not Grimace from
and
He's
we are taking a staycation away from home. So we're just going to Florida because it's spring break. But
Well, all right. When are y'all coming by?
Spring break.
yeah, we're going to Jacksonville Beach, which is not a hot spring break place. Which
Right.
Keg
is good
stand.
for
Keg
people
stand.
I'll meet you. When are you going to the Lego store? We'll meet up.
in Jacksonville.
What? Yeah, that's where that's our home away from home.
They have a Lego store in Jacksonville. I thought it was
Yep.
only in Orlando.
No, ma'am.
No.
We got us one in Jacksonville. Jayville's got a Lego store.
I went to that one last year for a year ago for Black Friday when we were down at Mayo Clinic. It's a brand new store.
Oh, well, we will check it out. But otherwise, we're staying in the very large lanai overlooking the ocean and doing nothing but not at our house.
Absolutely.
Sounds wonderful.
There's a really good taco place you need to go to. We should talk off show.
Oh, and also Meredith, if you do use a Sharpie on there,
Yeah.
you want to return or restore it to its rightful Lego glory. All you need to do is just take a dry erase marker.
Yep.
And cover over the top of it, and then it'll wipe right off. So
I
I thought you were going to say cumin.
I had to clean some bulk lot where this kid just
went to town.
went to
Okay.
town with all sorts of things.
Yeah, the dry erase marker is the savior.
Sweet.
It's the solvent.
Although at Easter I might disagree. Anyways,
But bump.
let's go.
Vent.
There, okay, there you go. So anyway, yeah,
Boom.
if y'all meet up, we want pictures. That would be cool. And while you're down that way, you should stop at Jekyll. Jekyll's the best place. That's where we go. So, just
That
saying.
feels better.
I prefer to go to St. Augustine, but A, it's crowded, and B, I couldn't find any place to rent. So
I got you.
we're going to my daughter loves that fort, and my grandpa used to take me to that fort, so we did all the shots of the photos that my dad has of when grandpa would take me there, and we get them with Natalie. And
That's awesome.
That's cool. That's super cool. All right. Let's see, Jeff. What is going on? Jeff holding a very cool dog. What's going on, man? What's in your world?
Just I don't really build new mocks. Apparently, I just work on old mocks. So that's what I was doing. I don't know. Last few days, modified the Vic Viper that I made ages ago.
Let's see. Can we talk about a moment your straw and your?
I was
can
going
there?
to say that the forced perspective of his straw looks like you can just lean forward and drink out of it.
Nope. So yeah, this is. I added some blue to the sides of the engine casing there to, just make it look like it's full in, and just little stuff like that. Change the pilot.
Neat.
So,
That's cool.
Nice.
That's nice.
I love that thing.
It's very
it's
cool.
fun. But I'm trying to add a third engine up here, but we'll see what happens. I might just leave it as it is. I don't know yet.
Cool.
That's about it.
All right, good deal. Good to have you here, man. And the dog. I can't remember your dog's name. What's your dog's name? I can't remember.
This is Dobby.
Hello, Dobby. Dobby's not paying attention to me.
He's very sleepy.
Dobby.
Is Dobby named after Dobby from Harry Potter?
Yeah, because he used to look like Dobby a lot from Harry Potter.
Oh, he does a little
He
bit.
kind of still does.
Yeah, so he's
Good
Mr.
Dobby.
Dobby. He's a good boy.
I love Jeff's wiener.
Thanks, Julian.
Anytime. What, were you guys not thinking that?
No.
I think I can honestly say I wasn't thinking that.
Oh.
Yeah, we should.
All right.
Good job,
Let's
Bill.
see. We also have on the program Boone. Boone, how you doing today, man?
Hey, I am doing pretty good today. Can I? Does anyone here mind? Can I do a screen grab of all of us on screen?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that okay? We do like a little 3, 2, 1. Okay, wait. Hold on. 3, 2. Well, y'all weren't ready. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I've been taking some time off, and this week I'm trying to really dive back in. And I got a reasonable amount of stuff done today, and it's only Monday, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I gotta really get all my tax stuff together. So
no, don't talk about it.
So there's that. Still waiting on our vaccines, but we'll get there. What else? I haven't built anything in too long. It's been too long.
Do you get cranky when it's been too long?
Do I get what?
Do you get a little cranky when it's been too long since you've built something?
Yeah. Hey, Chantel, how you doing? I do get a little bit cranky, and it's like I don't know. It's like this. It's a vicious cycle, you know. I don't know if I talked about that at all the last time I was here, but if I did, I feel like I'm still in it, and it's sort of like just this. I had an idea the other day. I hope this isn't too much. I had an idea the other day to make a GIF. You know how the best GIFs are seamless, right?
Yeah.
So I had this idea of making a GIF that is just like a spiral that sort of spirals into the distance, and then has like cinematic movie titles that are like, I feel bad, therefore I do nothing, therefore I feel bad, and then and that's where it starts over. Which sounds way, way, way more depressing than the things I usually say. Out here in the public world, but I didn't take the time to make the GIF, which I don't know if I feel better that I didn't make it or
we're lazy for not making it.
Yeah. So anyway.
Gil, I mean, this is actually the best GIF in the world. I don't know if you know what this is from, but this is the best GIF in the entire world right there. So just saying. I don't know if you know what movie that's from, but if you don't, you need to.
I don't. Sorry.
He knows
not of Boone, because neither do I.
He knows not of Megaforce.
Julian.
Megaforce, the greatest awful movie ever made.
What was it called?
Megaforce.
Oh, Megaforce. Is it better or worse than Your Hunter from the Future?
Oh, I don't know that one, but probably better.
Of course you don't. Oh, boo.
What about Alien from LA?
Oh,
we should have. I wish it was legal to like do live streams where we could just all watch terrible movies together for hours and hours and hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that would be fun.
You can do watch parties, so why would that be illegal? Because you're not.
I don't know.
selling-
Maybe you can. Maybe it's not illegal.
Here's a golden idea. We make some homemade robots, and then we sit in silhouette while we watch the. Oh wait, I think that's legal.
Oh no.
I'm okay with that.
It is so weird to have these conversations while I am in solo mode on the screen.
Yes. We're just talking.
I will say part of the discouragement is when I reach like, well, this is gonna sound really arrogant. I'm trying to is when I'm really excited one evening because I hit 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then I wake up the next morning and it's back down to like 29997 or 29975 or something like that. I'm like, oh.
I felt the same way when it hit 1,000 and then it dropped back down.
Yeah. I've been bouncing above and below that number for the last 3 weeks, and I've had this great idea, I think, of what I want to do to celebrate that number, but it sort of keeps seeming like I shouldn't celebrate yet. So anyway, so if I'll just say at some point in the next month I'm going to do a 30,000 second live stream, which is 8 hours 20 minutes. And I would love for people to drop on by, so I'll try to keep y'all posted. I'll let Chris or Mark know details about that.
That's awesome. Though.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. I've not
And
seen
and
that.
and I need you guys to tell me: is Mark? Is it basically you and Chris who kind of have access to the admin here on StreamYard?
Yeah, they won't let me.
I would love you to give me some insight. I'd love you to give me some insight on how you share that between two people, because I haven't figured that out.
I
learned it from
It's witchcraft.
It's
I learned it
illegal.
I learned it from Rick Smith, and I'm not sure if it's entirely kosher.
It's not legal.
So my
okay.
295 subscribers may be under the radar. Your 30,000 may be not. So
Okay, well maybe maybe we'll talk about it off stream, and I'll make some decisions about whether, because it would be so nice to be able to have somebody, you know, just a second person, like be able to do all the things, right?
Yes,
yeah,
A producer.
yeah.
I have a
yeah.
friend of mine that has full access to my account, and we get rowdy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Cool. Thanks.
that seems a simple feature for StreamYard. That seems,
You would think.
you know, anyway, it's not hard the way we're doing it, even though it may not be extremely kosher. But then again, it doesn't seem hard to implement. So
You know, I've seen StreamYard make a lot of comments about things that can be done but aren't officially supported yet. And they don't seem to be too uptight about people using their workarounds for things that aren't officially supported yet. But I don't know. That's sort of
honestly,
general. That's speaking generally.
Since Streamer came out, anytime that we speak to them, they are like, well, we're trying to implement that, or we're going to implement that.
Yeah.
And they've only kept making it get better and better.
Right.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I've never seen a piece of software that got improvements as often as I've observed StreamYard. I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
Everybody, whoever hears me make any statement should understand that I understand that there are always exceptions, and I speak generally, and you're always welcome to call me out if I'm speaking too generally. But
I just think it's funny that every time you try to turn the broadcast off, you don't know what button to press.
Me?
Yes.
Turn the broadcast off.
Like whenever you need to leave a chat or something, when you come visit me for 5 minutes and then it's dinner time or I have to go be with my family. You're like, how do I leave here? The same way you did last time, Boone. I don't understand. Okay, well, Boone.
I wonder if that's I feel, it's because all of the things are different. So it's almost always that the last thing I used was Zoom, and the thing before that was Microsoft Teams, and now it's StreamYard, and because everybody you try to join is doing their own different thing, and I'm always like, oh, where is it? But sorry,
it's like the credit card readers at the grocery store or the pharmacy. They're all different, and do I put the chip in? Do I not put the chip in?
It's like your friend that you play D&D with, and it's his first time every time, even though you've been playing together for 10 years.
Over initiative.
Love you, buddy.
Every time I get on GTA with Blaze, I'm like, can you send me an invite? How do I get in here?
I don't remember. How do I calculate THACO again?
Oh, that's a
legitimate gripe.
Well, it's negative whatever your number is against. Never mind. We're nerds.
I think pi is included in there somewhere.
Hey, I put my glasses up. All right, we're good.
That's pretty much me, everybody.
That's an actual picture of me from high school.
All right.
But Boone, you didn't drop anything about what's going on with Imperial March.
Imperial March. Imperial March is you got 2 days left on Imperial March. I've got a team of judges in the works, and as soon as the month is over, we're going to hit the platforms and take a look at what our favorites are, and as a team we will
Oh
man.
Oh.
And then there's my friend Chris, who shows everybody up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
correct.
it's no Admiral Thrawn presentation is all I'm saying.
I know.
It's Admiral Thrawn is far superior to Dumb Spaceship and Green Bunny that's Bucko
Yeah,
O'Hara.
we know Meredith has got to get kudos somewhere along the way. It's just,
Meredith has got to win that thing.
That's why I posted mine on somewhere else than Meredith.
Well, no,
I have a Flickr account. I just don't remember my password.
Nice.
Don't remember it.
What's a flicker?
Did you solve your hashtag issue of collecting for Flickr and YouTube?
Well, YouTube, we just have to look really hard.
Okay.
And really filter and search. Flickr, there's a group, and then there's the people that are just posting outside the group, and I think that was a clarity of like guideline or a clarity of rules issue that I had. I was only looking in the group, but I understand now that there were a lot of people who didn't know about the group and were just using the hashtag, which I think was very reasonable for people to understand from what I communicated about it. Yep. So for the let's see, for the judged awards, we'll just be looking at the hashtags on Flickr, Instagram, and Facebook. And on YouTube, we will go kind of the extra mile to make sure we've seen as many as YouTube will show us. And hopefully that will be 100% of everything that was published in the last month. And moving forward, I will not do another challenge that uses hashtags as the means of entry. I've seen other people do it, and it seems like I've seen varying levels of success, and it just it was not in my experience. I feel like as all the platforms get just further and further into only pushing the most popular stuff by a myriad of metrics.
Yeah.
It just becomes difficult. It becomes more and more difficult to be sure you've seen everything. So, in the future, now I know that, and in the future, I'll probably run that type of challenge a little bit differently. And, so if we have Imperial March in 2022, I'll make some announcement about an official way to submit entries.
I was gonna say, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Yeah. Flynn and Richard they don't really run contests anymore, but they started running contests initially, and they've gone to like a Google form where you can write a description. They ask you to keep it short, and then you can upload 3 pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems, they do a challenge a week.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how I've done all of my challenges through FormSite. I use something different than Google Forms, because Google Forms, if you can't authenticate, you can't upload.
Gotcha.
And so I use one that for folks who are in various, if they don't have a Google account or they can't, for whatever reason, authenticate through Google, they can still upload. That's just not what I did this time. So yeah, I would probably be going back to a system more like I've done in the past, more like what Flynn and Richard have done. So yeah, thanks.
Cool.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for listening. Sorry my check-in was so long.
It's quite all right. Just take care of old gray brick right there above you while you're sitting there. Just make sure he's not lonely or anything. That's good. That's good. Hey, Dana, what's going on in your world, buddy?
So as Matthew had mentioned earlier, yep, I got in some bricks and pieces orders. Some of it was exciting, some of it's not. So if you wanted to know what 400 dark brown 1x1 round tiles look like, there you go. Which goes along with the other 1,000 or so to go for this mosaic I'm working on. But the fun part, and I can't believe Matthew didn't take the opportunity to talk about this, I got reindeer.
Woo! You guys had straight up reindeer porn on your Instagram this afternoon.
Reindeer. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm gonna have some more fun with these. I didn't realize that the antlers were rubbery and bendable, which was kind of cool. And then I was glad that I had the nougat pieces to put in between to make them whole, so they didn't look like they had some weird jaundice or something going on.
Nougat.
I'm amazed that you could say the words rubbery and nougat in the same sentence and no jokes got there.
It's my superpower, I think. Other than that, I'm just working on today's piece 3 to the mosaic. That's all I got. And worked on some really off the cuff. Let's make a T-shirt in like an hour with some guys this week. So that was kind of fun and cool.
They sound cool.
And I was excited because we joked because we were talking about something else completely different. And then all of a sudden Chris comes up and says, hey, yeah, we should make that T-shirt. Maybe we should do the old gray brick, and I need to build that in the studio. Oh, wait a minute. I got a conference call. Let me do this for you now. Pass it off to Mark. Bing, bang, boom. Oh, can we redo this? And then, a couple more tweaks, quick StreamYard call, and boom, we got a T-shirt. So it only took us a year, but we've got a T-shirt. So I'm excited for that.
That's right. And coming up soon is the 1 year anniversary of us doing this show, right?
I believe I looked it up, and I think it's May 21st is our anniversary.
Oh, y'all 1 year old.
Yeah.
A lot of people are having live stream anniversaries around now because, well,
a la COVID.
That's what this is. It's a COVID baby.
No.
We officially reached a TMI that I won't even cross.
The comment that the hey coming off screen was the best. Oh, that's awesome. All right, Mr. Sandlin, it's your turn. What's going on, buddy?
All thinking it?
I got Evie. So this is just for Small Paul's Easter basket, and it's sitting on my Lego table because the dog thought it was for her.
And it may still be.
Well, yeah, I've talked to Small Paul about picking his Pokemons up off the floor so that the doggy does not think they belong to her. So, anywho, this weekend, Small Paul and I built. He said, Dad, I want to build a restaurant, and I was like, okay, buddy. So I built a restaurant, and so we left the top open so that it's playable, so he can put his little peoples in there and they can eat and stuff. So it's got like a little seating area and a little bar inside, and the back's open so the chef can do stuff.
Nice,
things. So
that was. Beggar's gonna have a problem with that kitchen.
Well, you know how it is. The thing that spurred all of that was when I was buying I was placing my Lego order to get the 2 GWPs, the Easter Bunny house and the Amelia Earhart. I needed to get over that $100 mark, so I ordered a poly bag of extra food parts. And the food parts are in that little restaurant. So Paul's like, I want to build a restaurant for my food, and there you go. Also, as you may recall, eating humanoids, Crabylon. Whom has his Krabby vehicle. These are not new, but he's got his Krabby vehicle, and I made him a little buddy.
Oh, that's so awesome.
What's this one called?
Humanoids.
Little did
That's
Lego
cool.
realize that by adding that little crab would just make us all so happy.
That's a cool crab.
Yeah, I've had more fun with the little crab than the actual minifigures just over on the, wherever. But the crab's the fun part.
The crab is the fun part.
You've abandoned the poor minifig whose only friend is a crab. Now you've thrown him again to the other side of the room to play with the crab. And yeah,
he's still on the desert island. I rescued the crab.
Reminds me of prom in high school. But anyways.
Right there with you.
Anyway, that's awesome. All right. So been spinning around the room. Anything you guys are building currently, planning on building? I hadn't checked over here. See, Brick Bunny's TV's here. That's good to see you. We have some other folks in there. I think I said hello to Chantal. Scott H510 is here as well. Welcome. Glad y'all are here. So what are you guys, anybody working on a new project? Oh, Maddie's got it. What you got, Maddie?
I have a question, actually. It's not
Okay.
a project. So I got a bulk lot recently, and I came across this interesting Lego piece. Sorry, my lips are so chapped. It looks so bad. But so here is the normal clip, right?
Yeah.
And it looks great. But then I came across this one, and it's skinnier.
Yeah.
The difference, and it's
There
waxy.
are two more variants, Maddie. There are two more.
Is there really?
Yes, there are. There are
Dun
total.
dun dun.
Yeah. Well, but the thing about this piece is it's a waxy plastic. It's not.
Yes, it is because
Is it older?
Yep. And as a matter of fact, if in the gray, if you go to light gray, there is a light gray clip that looks like your U one that you got, or your lighter one, that actually comes in a weird shade of gray that's between.
It's medium gray
and old dark gray.
It's medium gray. It drives me nuts.
Yeah,
So-
it's crazy.
Interesting. So this waxy one is an older piece.
Correct.
Like,
Probably circa 1979, 80, give or
Yeah,
take.
it's older, much older.
it's actually
Dana's
in
been-
great shape.
Dana's
There's
been
no-
waiting for weeks for someone to ask him about this. So.
It's like, oh, I know. But it's not faded, so it actually looks like a brand new piece. So that's why I was like, what? And it came in a lot of newer pieces, so that's a find. I'm gonna set that one aside. Boom. Okay, that's it.
And if you run a Bricklink store, one of the common things is people who take the time to distinguish between the various types and people who don't. And you'll see rants on this on like Bricklink buyers and sellers from people who both buy and sell, and they're upset that people haven't actually taken the time. It's also true of the upright clip piece, which comes in a variety of.
Oh yeah, the upright clip has has more. The older ones have more plastic around it, like that one, right? And then the newer ones have less plastic around it.
Well, they've got them where the tops are either flat or a little pointed more or an actual U. So there's actually 3 of those.
Oh no, stop it.
Oh, there's so many.
Oh yeah. Well, and the funny thing is that there are probably, like, I would say off the top of my head, at least 20 classic Lego type pieces that there are variants on. And if you are restoring a set,
I'm not listening.
pieces are very specific because you can't put the set together correctly unless you've got the right version.
Right, I know, because I'm a huge fangirl of Brickstar, and he's gone on rants about this where he's ordered stuff from Bricklink and then it wasn't the piece that he actually needed to complete the thing that he needed to complete.
Yeah, I didn't want to jump onto my soapbox as Matthew was mentioning it, but while I was restoring all my classic space sets, there were plenty of those times where I was missing something and I went ahead and just ordered it instead of waiting to try and find it. And then somebody who had listed it as being the specific version I was looking for did not send me the correct version I was looking for. But I digress. Yes, there is lots of controversy out there about that.
Here you go, Maddie. Let me show you a piece that changed.
Chris has it. Yeah.
This one right here changed.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
And this.
Okay, I'm gonna now.
Isn't that wild?
The one on the other side here, this actually will make the tile be flat again, or a sideways plate be flush with the brick here.
What does your palm say?
The new one. Oh, it used to say Palm Sunday. It's a dad joke.
It's a dad joke.
Dad joke. But
It's a
anyway.
very good dad joke, but a dad joke nonetheless.
But anyway, so yeah, they changed that. And there's some things that won't work unless you have the old one. Some sets won't construct correctly. So
That's interesting. Okay, so I wasn't going crazy because there was no part number on it either. So I thought it was fake because it was a different type of plastic. It didn't have the part number and the clip was different.
Oh, it's legal. It's
It's a kind of a different formula of plastic, I guess, to make the thin one. It's got a little more ply than the ABS does. So I'm not sure why they changed it, other than maybe to make it stronger and whatever. But it also seems to be a little more stretchy. The thing about the old tiles that you were talking about with the clip on top, I love the new design with the more rounded. They flex more. I'm almost getting to like 1 out of 10 times when I grab one of my old ones, it's starting to break. So they're getting brittle. So I like the new ones, and I would order a ton off of Bricks and Pieces, but they're 15 to 16 cents a piece, and Lego knows what they're doing. So
wait,
crazy.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
So when I picked up half a cup of the sand green ones, I did good.
Are they the new style?
Yeah, so the new style.
Yeah, you did good, but are you going to use them in sand green that much?
Yeah, what am I going to do with all the sand green ones?
You can make pine trees. That's why I got a whole cup of them.
Yeah.
You can make pine trees out of them. Seriously.
Oh, that's true.
I think I got those too, the sand green ones when they were on the pick a brick wall.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta have as many of these as I can.
Yes. I saw
and I've used them in like one build.
Yeah, same. I saw the color and I was like, these are great. And now they're just sitting on my shelf collecting dust. So
I have an entire drawer of 1x1 trans yellow tiles that I was like, I gotta have them off of the wall, the pick a brick wall, probably 10 years ago or something like that, and they just sit in this drawer. Don't use them that often. I maybe need one or two on occasion, but I had to have them. They were yellow.
I wouldn't know.
What about the 1x1 gray clips? Don't you have a lot of those too?
Some knucklehead gave me like 2 bags full, and then I shared them with folks, and they're reproducing in their little drawer right here. So many.
So Boone, the inside joke here is that our lug has a deal with our local Lego stores that we actually do competitions within the lug, and then the top fan favorites of the lug go into one of the display cases at the Lego store. And in return for that, the Lego store gives us a box of Lego that I then divvy up into gallon bags and pass out to those people who participate and do this and that. Well, at one point in time, they just started shoveling the excess pick-a-brick pieces into it. And so I'm just digging in there with a scoop and dumping it into a plastic bag and passing them out. And Chris comes back, he's like, why do you give me all this?
But if you ever need eyes, just let me know.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually as a good Lego ambassador for my lug, I actually took the effort of drilling holes into the lid of a Sterlite tub so I could shake out all the little pieces and prevent my lug from getting stuck with all these. But now I've acquired large bags of specific pieces like cheese wedges and clips and all sorts of random stuff. So
did you guys see there's a TikToker who made a Lego sorter?
Yeah. Oh, there's different things out there for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he made it out of wood, and he just shakes it on this huge column, and it all separates. And I was kind of mind blown because I've never seen that before. But I guess you guys aren't that mind blown, so it exists.
Well, Lego actually produced a Lego head that had layers in it.
It's right there.
Well, Boone's got one.
Who's got one?
And
it's behind the old gray brick.
Julian's got one.
Well, that's cool because when I tell people that there was a Lego vacuum cleaner, their minds are blown about that too.
Yeah, my mom had a Lego vacuum cleaner. It was an Electrolux, and you couldn't get stuff back.
Okay.
I've actually thought it would be kind of nice to have like a small shop vac that's just
for Lego,
solely intended for Lego.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a do-it-yourself project that does exactly that. I think. If you, I remember seeing it on Pinterest or somewhere along the line, something.
Oh,
for those times when you're like, I just need this desk back, and I'll sort it later.
Yeah, like yesterday.
There's a reason why this table has a towel on it because I did. It's the poor man's vacuum.
That's a good idea.
I don't hide my
shame.
shame.
Idea.
I don't hide my shame.
You push it, and
It's a
there's
mess.
like this pinwheel, and it picks up the pieces with the pinwheel into a bin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Hey, a bag full of eyes is annoying until you have to build kits to make 23 penguins at your daughter's Christmas party. And
What?
you need, therefore, 27 times 2, so 54 eyes.
I believe I FedExed those to you, did I not?
Yes, because I was desperate. And I couldn't go through Atlanta traffic before COVID.
Okay, well, that's a good. Hey, how many of you have ever actually made in bulk more than 2 or 3 Lego as a gift that you gave to family or you made party favors out of? What did you make? What did you do? Maddie, go ahead.
We made penguins.
I made
Yeah.
Coasters. And we're gonna move over this way to go grab them really quick.
They're talking about multiple.
I just made these like little Lego coasters, and they're not okay though. So, disclaimer: if you make Lego coasters, you need to seal the bottom of them because the water still goes through it. So it ruined a couple tables, but they look really cool. I made them in like different styles, and then I wrapped them up for Christmas this year. And my brother was like, "Wait a second, you're just giving me my own Lego in the form of a coaster?" I was like, "Yeah," because I had the family collection at that point, so I had made all the coasters from the family collection, and he was like, "That's not cool. That's mine."
Creative.
That's like that joke where it says a tree house is one of the most cruel things because you've asked a tree to hold the pieces of his dead friend in his arms forever. You know, that's what's going on there. All right. Who else?
Thanks, Chris.
Who else is
Thanks for bringing us down.
Do what?
Thanks for bringing us down.
Yeah.
I've done it.
The giving tree, it makes us cry. Anyway, so all right, Brick Smith, you got something? What'd you do?
No, Jeff was first.
Oh, Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
Hello.
And you're lovely.
So, my mom is a sewer. She does like quilting and stuff. And I saw it's somebody else's design, but it was a little sewing machine like this big.
Neat.
And so I built it, and then everybody else in her little sewing circle was like, "Oh my God, your son is so intelligent. How old is he?" And then my mom told them, and they went, "Oh," and I went, "Well, what are you gonna do?" But it's still one. I charged those old biddies $10 a pop, so
there you go.
And I gave a lot away too. I think I made 20 in total, and like made 5 of them pay for it, and then the rest were just like, "Here you go, just do whatever you want with them."
Sweet.
Because I didn't like those ladies. That's what they had to pay.
Well, we got some more guests here in the chat real quick. Luke Solorzano is here. Brickingham Den's here. Good to have y'all here. And if I've missed you in the chat, I'm sorry. But what?
Cute. Wow. That was...
I don't know what happened.
I picked it up to adjust the manual focus, but I appreciate you putting them on the main screen because now I can see that it's close enough you can see where my beard dye needs to be refreshed. But
this is a multi-sensory experience.
Hey, you might want to go see somebody about those tonsils, though. I'm just going to say we got a good view.
Gross. I mean,
you want to see that post I paid $2,000 for in the back of my mouth?
No, I think we're going to pass on that. That's good.
Just
All right, anybody else?
one.
Jeff and Wyndon, Dave. I got my Canadians backwards. I hate when I do that.
I do have
Dave,
one.
Did you say you had one? Did you do one?
Oh, Josh's 4th birthday. We gathered like 11 of his friends, and we grabbed an assortment of bricks, but they're all the same. And so we had little building competitions: build a house, build a car, whatever. Do a quick sort so I could see who I wanted to work in my room. That didn't happen. but yeah, and then they got to take home the goodie bag because that got rid of a lot of basic brick for me. So let them take it. So just a good half a pound of basic Lego bricks with slopes and plates and stuff. And the kids were happy for a day. I don't know if their parents were happy with us, but they were happy with us.
I actually remember we did a birthday party for Jake one time, and I had my Lego room, and the kids could go in it. We had everything put up except for a few things, and the kids were like, "We get to play in the Lego room." His friends, and then we had basically a bunch of basic brick out on the tables, and the kids were like, "Oh!" and they went outside. They wanted to play in the Lego room, or we weren't letting them because I'm like, "No, they can't touch my spaceships," and they were like, "We don't want to play with plates," and they went outside.
They went outside. I've
You're like
experienced
the
that
dad
many
from the
times.
Lego movie.
Oh, I totally am like the dad of the Lego movie. If I don't glue things.
So
right.
I've never built a present for anybody that I could. No, that's a lie. I did build something for somebody.
Hey, didn't you bring that building to something?
I built my former boss a God Almighty menorah.
Yeah.
And a couple of dreidels. But Brittany also built a breast cancer awareness and then framed it thing for her ribbon for her granny, and then also did an apple with her last name and built that out of Lego and framed that too. And Granny hates the Legos. What does she call them? Logos. Why are you playing with them logos? Granny's 80 and the best, and never been out of Clarksville, Florida. It's this big. You missed it. Yeah. Huh? Oh yeah, and she did a mosaic of the Hogwarts crest on a 48 by 48 for Secret Santa. So yeah, we built a lot of crap for people. Yeah.
Matt, you built a GIF recently, right?
Yeah, I did the 96 by 96 stud mosaic of my friend's dog, named Gigi. So that's the second mosaic I've done as a gift. The other one was also 96 by 96, which was a 2-color mosaic of Flannery O'Connor. My husband's favorite author is Flannery O'Connor, so it's a silhouette of her with her trademark horn rim glasses, and that's just 2 colors. That's black and orange, and that's upstairs in his writing room. But yeah, so I've made 2 gifts out of Lego, not mass quantities like what Chris did, but just a one-off doing mosaics. It was fun.
Welcome.
You need to make that map a mosaic.
That's a cool map.
It's not.
Should be.
Are those tiles? I want those to be green tiles stuck there.
That's a map of the United States metropolitan statistical areas, which everyone needs that on their wall when they're working.
Can someone please push up their glasses right now?
County level data. Because sometimes you need to stand up and you're like, well, is Cleburne County, Arkansas, is that in an MSA or not? And it's there on the wall. It's really handy.
Right there.
Well, gosh darn, I'm going to put that on my fridge because I've always wanted to know.
One-stop shopping.
I'm going to get that tattooed on me.
I made the Lego store had these little handouts that were little instructions. They did them for a couple of different seasons. This one was a ghost and a bat.
I got a
There's
Christmas
also
tree.
I got one for Santa last year.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Yeah, that was the
Santa.
Okay, show the back
Yeah, I got
again.
those.
Can you show the back again? That's pretty cute.
Yeah, I got, those were my Lego store back in 2019.
Yeah, so I did a couple of those, and I did film and I made them into magnets for my fridge. But then I wound up taking and bagging up them in little tiny Ziplocs. And for the kids who can't have candy at Halloween, I give them a little bag with one of these in them.
Okay.
So
that's so cute.
Yeah.
And then also,
because we're the house that gives out full-size candy bars, and so I feel really bad for the kids who can't eat chocolate or candy or who have allergies to nuts, so they get Lego.
So why are they out trick-or-treating then? That's taken from the other kids.
No. That's what you had to
Hey, I heard Chris is allergic to nuts.
Hi,
everybody.
Yeah. No, but haven't you guys heard of the teal pumpkin?
No, I had
That's
that
a
cut
big
off.
resounding
What?
no. So PSA here for you. For kids who are allergic to nuts or have dietary issues, families can put out a teal colored pumpkin. I got a plastic one from, I think it was Joann's Fabrics or something like that. And it means that you're a house that has alternatives to candy for kids who have dietary issues.
But in all respects, like that's awesome because my little brother, he had several severe allergic reactions on multiple Halloween occasions because of, not that awareness, right?
Yeah.
And Lego totally beats candy. Come on.
Oh,
yeah. And thank you, Dana, for not being the pencil people or the toothbrush people. The pencil and the toothbrush people, they need to go.
I actually always have. I even have a couple of a blind bag polys bags is what I used to do before I had some of these. And then the one year, small segue, I don't know how or where I got this poster of Scooby-Doo, and it was just sitting in the hall closet. And this little girl who probably had to be about 5 showed up at my door wearing a Scooby-Doo costume.
Aww.
Home sewn, whatever, the whole bit. Just looked freaking. I was like, hold on. Her mom's like, what is he doing? I had to run back in the house, fling open the closet, rummaged through there, and pulled out this poster of Scooby Doo to give to her for Halloween. It was like the highlight of my night.
Nice.
So where
for Halloween? Can you tell?
Where can I go to go trick or treating? Like to go find your house because I went all of that.
Well, other than the fact that my wife has made the fact that we are in the witness protection program, so it's kind of hard to find us. But
Dana, you're not supposed to say that out loud.
I know. But yeah, we are. I think we were here like the third or fourth year, and one of the ladies caught me on the street as she was walking by. She's like, "You have been your house is the talk of the talk at the bus stop before the kids are getting ready to go to school because everybody's trying to figure out what costume you're going to have made to wear for handing out candy this year." So now I have a reputation that I have to hold.
No, Jason.
Just don't get a van. Don't get a free candy van, please.
No vans. Yeah, that's bad. That's a good call.
Well, this year I actually took care of the adults too because I did a mummy costume, and so I did these little tiny bottles of apple pie moonshine. And if the adults came up to the door and said to the mummy, "I seek the elixir of life," I would reach over and I grab this little box with a lid on it and open it up and would pass out shots to the adults in my neighborhood.
Dana,
do not condone this behavior, or we hope people are 21 when they indulge. Anyway, go ahead.
They had to be adults.
Wow. or they had to at least promise that they were taking it to an adult, right?
Actually, I did have one lady say that her husband was at home. Could she have one for him when she got home? So yes,
that's a lie. That was a lie. Come on.
Well,
he was totally doing that in the car and drunk driving.
Of course, this is also the neighborhood that does. There was another homebrewer who was in the neighborhood and up the street, and he would do pints for a cause. So he would do beer night in his driveway. And people would bring canned goods and donations to give to the food bank that's here in town. So, yeah, I live in a neighborhood full of functioning alcoholics. I think
that's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Oh man,
that's why you moved there.
How many of them were kids on top of other kids' shoulders in a trench coat?
Actually, there was one costume where a kid was on another kid's shoulders, but it was good. Chantel, I actually made a Mandalorian costume, not the Mandalorian, but my version of a Mandalorian from scratch, and wore it in the neighborhood, I think, for our third Halloween. So
yes. I look at Dana's costumes, and my daughter's like, "Why can't you make me one of Mr. Dana's costumes for Halloween?" Thanks, Dana.
Thanks, Dana.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing
that bar pretty high.
Dana, are you part of the dented helmet or no?
Nothing. Well, actually, when I made my costume, I used the dented helmet forums along with the MMCC forums. So I think the dented helmet's primarily for Boba Fett and Jango Fett costumes, but they do have information for others who are making just Mandos in general.
Yeah.
Do y'all know where the dent came in Boba Fett's helmet? From what I've heard,
where the dent in the back,
the dent in the head. It was a molding flaw. There was a bubble in the plastic or whatever. They molded it and it popped, and they're like, "Hey, that looks cool," and they kept it.
Well, all right, I'm gonna geek out for you a second because we're talking molding flaws.
Like, what have we been doing?
I know. So on a stormtrooper, on the back of their armor, the thigh or the bicep armor on a stormtrooper, on one side is a thumbprint that was because somebody picked up that piece too soon and their thumbprint got stuck on it. And then so a lot of people will tell you that it has to be on the left side. But then if they go back and they do some viewing of Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars, they will show them that the thumbprint actually winds up being on either side. So if you're making the costume, it doesn't matter what side that thumbprint's on, but it's got to be in the back.
That's too much.
I love Star Wars, man.
All right, everybody gets to push them up for that.
Hey, Chris, where's the nerds gift?
Oh, yeah, well.
You missed a prime opportunity.
Yeah.
We're kind of wearing that one out. Let's just do this to tell him to hush. All right, there we go.
And with that, I'm going to go feed the critters. No, it's too early.
That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like, by the way, Dana, you're setting the bar way too high for any of us parenting and costuming and Halloween. Thank you very much.
my wife and I have already talked about this, that if we do get to have a child here in the next year or so, that we've already prophesized that we'll get the note from school that says that we are not allowed to participate in the costume contest. I'm seeing that coming.
Well, I'm the one. The preacher here is the one that got the note because his kid told the kind of off-color, not super off-color, but funny, but he shouldn't have said it at school joke that I told him in the car, so.
Oh, Christopher. Oh, Christopher.
Yeah, that's me. I'll tell you when the thing's over.
Hey, did any of you guys go to Toronto?
It's driving me nuts.
What was that, Jeff?
Y'all are in the South, some of you anyway. Did any of you go to Toylanta?
I did
We
not.
had one of our lug members go, and he said not to bother.
Oh.
The one or two vendors who actually had Lego sets was vastly overcharging for them. Like they were like almost double the price of what you'd find on Bricklink.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I watched the. Go ahead.
It sounded like he was just going looking for Lego, so I don't know if he was really scoping out the other toys at Toy Atlanta or not. So
yeah,
you know what? I'm not sure if Campbell is an action figure collector, or if he was just looking for Lego.
Well, he does have a full size R2D2 though, so
there's that.
This is true. He does.
Which I wish I had, but I don't. But no, I don't know. I don't know much about it. Have you heard anything about it, Jeff?
I watched a couple of videos of some toy hunters that I enjoy. And they went and I'm kind of excited because they're getting into Lego, hard into Lego. And I'm like, yes, this will be that I want to watch this now. And they're going about it so poorly because one of the guys wanted to buy an Indiana Jones set and the price that was quoted, he was like, I guess that's a good price. Meanwhile, Jeff is watching a football game going, no, what do you mean? That's not a good price. So yeah, it's just.
I know one of the two people that was selling at Toylanta, and I know what prices he asks for things. And so once I saw, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to bother. I would go to that potentially to buy action figure stuff because that's the other thing I collect. But I was still waiting my second COVID shot, so I'm not doing that until I get I'm fully powered up vaccine wise. But.
What are y'all waving about?
Bye.
Rick is trying to leave.
Oh.
Bye,
Bye, bro. Bye, Jules. You have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Matthew, you and I know several people who were vendors at Toylanta. So,
hey, Chris, do you want to be famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers on.
Do what?
Look at the
So, to give you an example, one of the things that this guy was selling is he had the Gungan set, submarine set that had the Amidala minifig that's super expensive. Well, he pulled the minifigs out and he was trying to sell the sub for $70. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but a third of the value of the set is that one minifigure of Amidala. It goes for a crazy amount of money. And if you pull the fig out, it's just a collection. It's just a collection of blue and gray pieces. It's not worth $70.
Is this seller the seller I think you're talking about who used to work? Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah. He probably doesn't watch our show, but I'm not going to name him. So.
Yeah. Okay. I bought that set Toys R Us 2 or 3 days before it got released. My Toys R Us had it. So I got it and I pulled the Amidala out and I sold the Amidala for the cost of the set. And I thought, I'm like, yeah, I rocked that out. I got free Lego. Now, if I'd have kept her and sold her now.
Hey,
moron.
Don't even start the regrets. Don't even start.
We have them.
He's one of the rare Star Wars minifigs that I would love to have her in my collection. I honestly think it was done well. I think so, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
It's just the costume itself is just so unreal that they did it well in Lego and anyway, I agree.
We have a girl here in Georgia who's part of the 501st and the Rebel Legion, and she actually commissioned to do that particular costume and won several awards at Dragon Con for that costume because they basically did the exact same thing that the costume is, and it looks just fantastic. It's amazing.
Is Dragon Con happening this year, Dana?
Still too early to know.
Okay. All right.
There was rumor that Brick Fair, Virginia was going to announce that they're on, but I don't know if that's for sure yet or not.
And I heard that. Yeah, because right now his 6-inch series or 6-inch Black Series figures are peg warmers already.
Yep, they're already peg warming. It's yep.
I did hear that San Diego is tentatively going to do like a mini show or a San Diego Comic-Con Light, potentially in October. So details are supposed to come on that. So that might be like the first official comic show or multimedia entertainment show that might actually happen if it happens in the fall.
Sorry, real quick. I was so distracted by that comment about Jar Jars that I missed what you guys said were peg warmers. What?
Oh, the 6-inch series Black figure of Jar Jar.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. They were set high and deep for my target, so.
I mean, you could modify it and have a Gungan army, I guess.
Did any of you see? There's a guy up in this area that built a big like reef, like a saltwater reef, and he used a bunch of old Jar Jar heads as like a pod of manta rays or something like that. So it's like nose down. And just the ears are like spread out. I thought that was the best use of that element that I've ever seen.
That's clever.
Was he trying to make fun of manta rays? I mean, I'm just asking.
Yeah. No.
That was a solid delivery.
If you go into most Walmarts and Targets these days, there are 0 Star Wars action figures except for the Jar Jars. I mean, like there's such a shortage of figures on pegs. It's even hard to be a peg warmer these days.
Well, why is that? Is that because I saw the movie when Jar Jar came out, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it was
okay. Wait. Time out. It is a safe zone. You can have your own opinion. I'm sure the age ranges is very varied about our experience with episode 1 and everything.
Okay, so I saw that movie in theaters. I was like 10 years old, and my brother really wanted to see it. And I remember like going with my mom, and my mom being like, "This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, what the heck? Like, the computer animation was horrible." But then I rewatched it recently, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like,
not the worst.
How is this acceptable?"
Look,
is it because the computer animation in the movie were so terrible that Jar Jar is hated upon, or is it because his character in general was so annoying?
He's annoying.
The annoying part.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, people will overlook and forgive a lot of terrible things. Just look at Doctor Who, for crying out loud. Like, the production values are not why people like Doctor Who, right? So people will overlook production value issues if the writing is good, if the characters are interesting, but it's a writing problem, right? Nobody really likes the Jar Jar character, and that's why he's a peg warmer. So.
Oh, okay.
So the funny thing about that is that we all know how Star Trek, the motion picture, is called Star Trek: The Motionless Picture. That's kind of like what episode 1 is. It's an action movie that is.
Well, everything about that is true except for the Padre scene, because that is probably the best redeeming value of that movie.
It was 1/4 of the entire movie. You could have cut it out beginning, end, and saved yourself 30 minutes. Nothing happened during those 30 minutes at all.
So, here's a question. You know, my child's very into watching what I watched when I was a child, and being a Star Wars fan girl, I'm like, okay, let's watch Star Wars. And we've watched the whole thing, and I even let her. She had to be 8 before I let her watch episode 3 because, you know, murdering toddlers is kind of scary.
You mean
Crispy fried Anakin?
Yeah. Youngling Purge.
The Youngling Purge, I told her she didn't wait until she's about 8. And she's like, yeah, I figured that had to happen, you know, between watching Clone Wars and everything else. But when I ask her, like, hey, let's watch a Star Wars movie, do you know what episode she always says she wants to watch?
4.
Episode 1. And then she wants to watch episode 2. Even though she complains, all they do is talk. Mommy, they just talk. But then there's the cool battle at the end. It's still her top 2.
I think there are some really cool things in episode 1.
It's fun to watch.
I just don't want to watch it. So I just said the exact opposite of Dave. I think the pod racers are so dang cool. I think the music is incredible.
And they made for cool Lego sets too, but it was 1/4 of the entire movie where not one piece of dialogue or there was not 1 inch of movement in the entire pod race scene.
Yeah, but this happened. It was so.
Can I have clarification? Is this the pod racing scene that I'm thinking where, the pod racer Lego set is selling for a crap ton? Like,
yes.
The one with like the horse harness that is skinny plastic and all that. Yeah, that was a really cool scene, but that does not justify how terrible Jar Jar Binks was throughout that whole thing. Like,
if it's any consolation, like the kid that played Anakin and the dude that played Jar Jar had serious problems afterwards. Like
I felt sorry for both of them.
Please highlight Richard Seamus's comment in the
spoilers.
With the Youngling Slayer 3000.
Think about it, like the Queen, who is played by that one actress, right? Like, don't they end up being
that one actress?
I don't remember her name.
She's actually played by 2 actresses,
and they're both famous now. They're both famous now.
Well, she was like 14 and he was like 9.
Yeah, but
so
that's the thing, is that if you think about it, it's like in the later episodes, right? Like the Queen and Luke get together, right? Like
Anakin.
Like,
she's his mom.
Okay.
We're gonna revoke your nerd card if you keep talking.
This was so cute to watch.
That was so sad.
You can have an opinion about Jar Jar, but
Maddie,
you need to know the names. If you don't know the names, that's a no-go zone. Just don't even go there.
All right. Well, I'm really bad with names. I'm really sorry. I had to excuse myself for a second while I took these.
It's perfectly acceptable. As a Star Trek fan, I have no problem with what you're saying.
Anyways, okay, I'm done.
All I gotta say is the word
I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
All you gotta say about the prequels is the word sand, and it just kills it all. I mean,
because it gets everywhere.
It does. It's coarse. It's rough.
It's coarse and it's rough, and it gets in my underwear. Oh,
it's just odd because most of us are basically the same age, and I saw Star Wars when I was 10 in 77 on the big screen at 70mm Dolby. And every movie I saw before that was only Walt Disney movies, and I thought that's the only type of movie that was ever made. Because my parents would only take us to see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and No Deposit No Return and right? And so here I am 10 years old watching Star Wars, and the credits go by and the ISD comes over to head. They make movies like this? My mind was blown, like completely. Like Star Wars was just like a complete game changer, right? Because there was Walt Disney and then Star Wars. No, of course, Walt Disney owned Star Wars. But
I'm older than you, and it came out when I was 6.5, so it came out in the summer of 77.
Yeah.
And my parents had gotten a babysitter at the last second. They were like, "Hey, you want to go see this movie?" And I'm like, "Yes." All the kids at school are talking about it. And we rode in one of their friends' like cargo van with shag carpet, and they had like an 8-track player in it.
Yeah.
And they were passing around a special cigarette. I'll just leave it.
that wasn't part of my lifestyle. My parents, again, Walt Disney movies.
And so they were like, "Oh wow, that was so cool," and I was like, "Oh wow, that was so cool." I mean, like I went to school and all we did was talk about Star Wars for the next year. And when the action figures came
back
out,
then the movies would be in the theaters for 1.5 years, right? I saw Star Wars in the theater about 17 times.
Yeah,
straight up.
Now, I mean, my parents, I lived in a small town, and so I didn't see it 17 times, but I went home and I tried to remember everything that happened in the movie. And I was just like, my mind was blown.
Tape of the Star Wars soundtrack, and I played it till the tape wore out, and then I bought it again. I think I wore out 3 cassette tapes of Star Wars. The theme.
So, Maddie,
And
Maddie,
then in
do you now realize, Maddie? Do you now realize that you opened the book of our religion here?
Yeah, so I now realize I need to sign up for Disney Plus. So if anyone wants to sponsor me in that, I'll put my PayPal information in the chat, and you can send me some money to sponsor my Disney Plus so I can continue watching. Because
you
my
need to download the despecialized editions.
The first edition. Not
I can
the
loan you the laser discs.
I have the Laserdisc Burns if you need to see the original.
I got 3 different box sets of VHS if you've got something you can play.
I've watched. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We need to finish it because
I
apparently
used to have the laser discs.
What?
The big ones?
Used to.
Nice.
Do you remember the RCA laser disc that came in the big sleeve and you shoved it in the front of the machine?
My brother got a laser disc player when he was in high school, and we got the trilogy together, but I think I got like Return of the Jedi was one I picked out, and he got the other 2, and that's what we thought. We were the height of cinema awesomeness. We go to the basement where where we kept the laser disc player, and we'd watch the original trilogy on laserdisc.
On a CRT.
So I always I tell my
So
students.
it wasn't on your. Oh.
No, the laserdisc wasn't. It couldn't go on our main TV because it couldn't be graced with that because that was my mom's TV. It had to go in the basement TV.
Makes sense.
I tell my students
this console TV that was a CRT that weighed 10,000 pounds to move. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, I agree with NK there. By the way.
As far as
I tell my students that in 1977, our neighbors got cable television, and you could watch Star Wars on your television.
Okay, at my house, my dad decided we needed the big TV, so we got the one that looked like the big screen of the Enterprise with the 3 cameras and the mirror seat in front of it. Yeah, and that's where I saw Empire Strikes Back for the first time, baby. It was awesome.
So wait. Why didn't you see Empire in the theater then?
It didn't come to our little theater in our hometown, and we didn't go to Augusta. So I saw Star Wars in the theater, and the only reason I saw it then is because my friend went to the big town of Augusta, and he had Betamax, but they only had VHS, and we had VHS. So he gets to a payphone and calls me from Augusta and says, "Dude, can we come watch Empire Strikes Back? I know you haven't seen it." I'm like, "Yes." So an hour later, he shows up at my house with a VHS of Empire Strikes Back that he probably rented for $30, whatever it was, in 81. And we plopped that baby in front of the screen, man. It was heaven. It was awesome.
I can't even imagine that. I've seen every Star Wars movie opening night, and I'm not even a Star Wars fan.
So Chris, was the plot twist not spoiled for you when you watched Empire?
It was not. It wasn't.
Well, he lived out in the middle of nowhere. They probably didn't even know what Star Wars was out there.
Hey, I've always told Jake about the scene in The Simpsons where Homer spoils it for the people in line going in, and just how funny that is. So I was sitting down and FX or whatever was playing, and I'm like, Jake, come here. Of course, he knew it was happening, but it's still just hilariously funny. And we're like, oh man, and we throw in the thing. I love that scene.
So I think I might be the youngest who actually saw it in the theater because I was 5. And I made my mom worked nights most of the time, so I made her take me to go see it. And the poor lady fell asleep in the theater while I was watching it. She had her arm punched around because she was worried that somebody was going to kidnap me or something like that. But I wanted to see the movie so bad, but she fell asleep.
So, Chris, you lived in a small town. We only had a 2-screener in my town of Russellville, Arkansas. So we drove to the metropolis of Little Rock, Arkansas to watch Return of the Jedi. No, it was Empire on a curved movie screen.
IMAX screen.
Wow.
Well, my little town of 2,500 people had one screen. And that theater, thankfully, has been restored with all its neon because it's beautiful in the little town. But in 1983, when Return of the Jedi came out, it was Honors Day at our school. And my friend's mom and my mom checked us out of school. And my friend's mom took me and my friend Jeremy in the station wagon to Augusta, Georgia at noon to see the first showing of Return of the Jedi, and we were the only ones in the theater except for this one guy who was telling us, he was a creepy guy, but he was telling us all about this movie where some dude who drank a lot of beer and put a fire out. He was talking about Strange Brew, the second best movie that came out that year, right? But we sat in there, and we were there, and his mom sat in the back, and we get in the car, and she went, "That Jabba thing was gross. I can't believe
Wait, but you said you went to the theater on Honors Day, so does that mean you were like, like you were so smart that
He went to Georgia Tech.
Come on. He went to Tech. He's a smarty.
He's a smarty.
There were 24 people in my class. You were going to get a piece of paper. I'm just going to say. But anyway, yeah, that's one of my favorite memories. I think I had Burger King onion rings for the first time because that was fancy. And but so I remember sitting tail gunner as we were going to go see it. We're sitting tail gunner in the station wagon.
I was going to ask if you did that in the station wagon. Yeah.
Oh heck yeah, tail gunner! You would pump your fist at the transfer trucks coming by. The best of times, man. The best.
What does that mean? Tail gunner.
Old station.
I know.
Backwards.
I know.
So there was this movie in the 80s where they wrapped this coil around the guy's feet and he fell down.
No, I'm kidding.
Maddie is our Peter Parker. I've officially claimed that she's now Peter Parker. So I got to share this just small little tidbit of Star Wars lore from my life. So my wife and I, when we first started dating, and the first time that she came to my apartment, and we were sitting there watching Clash of the Titans, which is a different story, but also one of our favorite movies.
Clash of the Titans.
Okay, can I just say the first Clash of the Titans? Can I just say the first Clash of the Titans in my small town we went because you could see that girl's butt. Anyway, so
she was wearing a very see-through outfit. I know.
Yes, right.
But so I lived in an old house that had been chunked up into apartments, and so one of my living room, the wall that originally had the original windows for the house that my living room was in addition to, they had turned those windows into bookshelves, and so I had all my Star Wars hardbacks and paperbacks lining the shelf. And my wife came in and we were talking, and she noticed the shelf of Star Wars books, and she's like, "You like Star Wars?" And I'm like, "I'm male, and I was born in the early 70s. Isn't that kind of like a requirement to like Star Wars?" And she told me right there, and then I had my entire room wallpapered in Star Wars trading cards. And I knew at that moment I was in trouble because I was probably going to have to marry this woman.
You just pulled the ring out right there.
Yeah, exactly. Because and then the other great part of the story is that somewhere along the line she's like, "Your initials are DAK," and I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Like as in Luke's gunner in Empire," and I'm like,
"That's obscure."
Yes, marry me now. So that's my little anecdote.
Meanwhile, I love my husband very much, and we just celebrated 17 years. But
17.
He couldn't tell you what planet Chewbacca was from. He couldn't tell you why the Millennium Falcon is famous. He couldn't. Nothing.
He's not even a nerd.
No.
He's a nerd. Just not a Star Wars.
So this one time I was having a conversation with Will Arnett and C-3PO, and C-3PO. I'm just kidding.
Wow, really, man.
Way to name drop, Boone. Way to name drop.
Nice.
I'm sorry, there was no end to that story.
I'm not sorry at all.
Who's C-3PO? I don't know who that is. That
was good. Good job, Maddie.
Bumper off.
I know who it is. I know.
Hit the eject button.
All right, bye, guys.
I probably don't know what a tape eject button is anyway, so.
That was Darth Vader's robot, right?
Hey, do y'all remember testing out whether, like when you were going to buy a stereo or something, or you would test the quality of not by the sound, but how slow that the tape deck opened? If it was a slow open on the tape deck, you're like, "Oh, that's a fancy."
That's quality there.
Yep, that's some quality.
Thing. Like you guys would stand there like Sears when Sears was around, and you'd be like, "Oh."
Like,
well, there were these other places called like Hi-Fi Buys and Circuit City and stuff like that.
Okay.
And a man's reputation was very tightly connected to your sound system. and your components, because you had your receiver and your amplifier and your tape deck and your CD
and your
with
record
the
player.
turntable.
Guys,
Linear tracking record player.
in the 80s, my stepdad bought a Nakamichi tape deck for his stereo, and it was like this tall, and it had a drawer, and you put the tape in it vertically, and it would actually slide out and flip the tape around and put it back in.
Wow.
It's on tape.
Wow.
Was it Japanese?
That's
Was it Japanese?
Nakamichi is very high.
And you can't get any more Japanese.
that's high tech.
That's awesome.
Sounds like they were a
That's-
little bit repressed.
That was the time.
Oh my god!
Would you say he was compensating for something?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I would say that my stepdad was a heart surgeon and liked toys.
So you're saying how geeky my husband is not. Brian spent years, and I mean years, building his own amplifiers and speakers and playing the same damn Dave Matthews song over and over and over. I can't listen to Dave Matthews anymore. And he'd say, "Do you hear the difference on that? Do you hear the difference on that? Do you hear the difference on that?" No.
Chicken banana.
I don't do Dave Matthews anymore.
What's wrong with Dave Matthews, man? He's got nothing wrong with that.
Okay, which
Yo-
Dave Matthews song? Because this is an important question.
Yo, I'm sorry. It's time for me to go. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. I really had so much fun with you guys.
Later,
We'll
Boone.
see ya.
Good night.
Good night,
Gentlemen and ladies, goodbye.
Have a nice night,
Good
buddy.
night.
Meredith, I don't know whether that makes me love Brian more or it makes me cry a little bit at the same time.
Because we would do that.
So
Because
why
we
did he
would
do to
do
win
that.
you over then? That's what. Oh yeah, my son cannot listen to the Beatles anymore because
You robbed your
I
son
will
of the
play-
Beatles, Chris?
I will play "Good Morning" by the Beatles for him every morning because he goes. Get up. He can't stand it.
Drag a comb across your head.
Yeah, it doesn't get much for the, and he's like, Alexa, shut up. And
You robbed your son of the joy of the Beatles, and you're a pastor?
actually, when he was in first grade, he had to be in a play. He's going to come stomping down the stairs here in a minute. Tell me to shut up. But he had to be in a play, and they were dressed up like the Beatles with these little inflatable guitars, and they had to sing the song "All You Need Is Love." And he will literally jump at the radio to make me shut that song off because he was so embarrassed by that. So, what? I hear footsteps here.
He's coming.
And
You've
Pink
got it right-
Floyd,
you've got
your
it
son
reported,
can't
right,
listen to
Chris?
Pink Floyd either? God.
Jeff, I don't know if you picked up on this, but even though Chris is a youth pastor, there is a large mean streak that runs through that man's body.
Yeah, he's very evil.
No, I'll tell you this is when we got our dots, our Echo Dots, and everything all around. Jake had his best friend from where we used to live here over, and they were they were like, "We're gonna go to the basement." I'm like, "Go ahead." So they come stomping down, and Jake's wanting to show that he can say the name of her because she'll come on if I say it and play a song, and it will just play it right. So they're then trying to kind of outdo each other about how hardcore the music that they pick is.
Oh, boy.
Now, I pulled out my phone upstairs, and I can control everything that's going on. So I just found Yanni or something like that or whatever. And so they would be listening, and they would Bon Jovi be clinking. All of a sudden, this really goofy, whatever music would come out, Michael Bolton or something. I was playing the worst music, and you would hear him going, "Oh man, come on!" And then they would say, "Play Metallica," and it would start, and all of a sudden, then it would switch to some soft jazz saxophone. "Oh man!" And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 I hear him coming up the stairs. "Derek, stop it! What are you doing? We know you're doing something." It's the best. It's the best.
Roger
And
Whittaker.
again, I remind everyone, he's a youth pastor.
Hey, I can't pick on him. I'm insane.
Well, you guys know about
by day, comedian by night.
What was that?
Youth pastor by day, comedian by night.
There, yeah, right.
I thought he said Canadian by night.
You guys know about the greatest prank ever played by South Park, right?
Say that again, man. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, the greatest prank ever played by South Park. on South Park? So there's an episode of South Park where they said in every single like every minute they would say like, hey, like, hey Alexa, or like, hey Google, and then add this to my list, add this to this, add this to this, right? And it was so crazy that people were like, why are all these things in my shopping cart? Like, what's happening? And it's because they were watching that South Park episode with the sound, and their bots were around them and picked it up. Right?
My Google just said hi to me, by the way.
Mine too.
Sorry.
That's so weird.
So
Half the fun though of having kids is to pick on them. I mean, I don't know if you know that or not, but
I already plan on hiring a mariachi band for my child's wedding. I don't know about everyone else.
I will appreciate that wedding.
Speaking of my child, I gotta go get her to bed.
All right.
But,
yeah, we're probably going to start winding down here in a minute. We had Jeff join us, Jeff Van Winden, and we haven't really talked to him, but he's got some awesomeness. What's going on, Jeff? You there?
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, guys.
Jeff, I have a ship for you in your little base there that can land.
You have a gorgeous base.
Yep, I have a ship.
You have a ship, do you?
You do.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I don't know what you mean by that, but okay, cool.
I'll show you in a minute.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, so
okay. My son turned on my dot here. He's going to get me copyright striked, but he turned it off turned it on remotely. And he played Rickroll. I don't know if you could hear it for half a second. My son Rickrolled me from his phone upstairs on my device. So,
that's a classic.
It runs in the family.
I approve.
Oh wait, let me log in and get his computer off the network. How about that?
Yeah, but Jeff, I have this ship that can park in your base.
Cool. I still have to build the shipping or the vehicle, the ship, the Hainer. Yeah, that's the word.
It has
this
no
one's
purpose.
just the storage or just for the cargo.
This has no purpose.
So, Jeff, tell us about what you got built there. You're working on your shelf base there. Is that right?
Yeah, my the third module. I'm slowly working on it, missing some parts because black. But I've just been working on this over the weekend. I didn't feel like building for I had a day where it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing anything. And then I forced myself to come downstairs, and soon enough I had a classic space, that opens and shuts. And
that's dope.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. I'd love to be able to motorize this, but that's not going to happen. But it's slightly off center.
Can't tell.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it's like one stud extra wide,
Yeah.
so it's like 17 studs, I think. Yeah, 17 studs. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then I started running the pipe up here, and the opposite module has two pipes coming down. Like the opposite end has two pipes coming straight down, one on either side.
Yeah.
So I realized, if I run two up here, then I can have this one cut across, come down, and then go back up that way. So
There you
this
go.
is basically a ventilation area, and stuff. And then I'm going to have a walkway across here. So no second monorail. That'll be like a personnel path, I guess. I don't know.
That's awesome, man.
So
It's really good.
It's pretty inspiring, Jeff, I gotta say.
I like the logo. Like, that must have taken so much time.
Well, I technically, I didn't cheat. Hold on, I'll switch back to my main cam and grab something.
There it is. That's my
Some of you
favorite.
might remember this from BrickFest long gone by. This was I built this 15 years ago. It was on the front of a Moonbase modular I brought to BrickFest.
Is it curved?
Yeah, well, because it's 1x2s, it does
Yeah.
bow.
Oh.
But
It
I
just
have it
makes me
curved
nervous.
on the lot, or up on the shelf. But I basically I have the L-Draw MLCAD instructions for this, so I basically just pulled that up and sized it down by 3, like in my brain type thing. Sized it down. I didn't take the model and shrink it or anything, but I use that kind of as a base. So yeah.
That's beautiful. Always
It's
like
great.
that one.
And then I was going to do white around the edge of the. We'll jump back for a second. I was going to do white around the edge of the planet and stuff, like the actual logo has. But because everything's like a half stud offset, it would have meant the white is like a full plate or 2 plates long, so it just looked like crap. So I just decided to go with the gray. Thanks, Brickhamston.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I was
Super.
doing research on the Classic Spaceman, and one thing that I really love about Classic Space is that logo. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Logo's
so
cool.
classy. Classic and classy.
It's awesome.
Like, but yeah.
No, the Classic Space logo is super deep rooted in a lot of us. That's just what we had, and it's amazingly well done. It mirrors the NASA logo. It's a lot of awesomeness there. So
I just find it in on Lego figs, like as decorations or like a T-shirt with the logo on it and stuff like that. Just loves it. Hey, Dave, did you talk about those brick stickers you got?
Oh,
Ooh, yeah, those brick stickers are cool.
And the fact that he's got to make them in clear now?
yeah.
That is a perfect question, Jeff, because that is exactly what I was thinking when I watched Dave's video.
Yeah, I sent him an email. I sent the vendor an email, and he said by the end of the week you'll have them in clear.
who was is it the Harris brick guy or
Brick Sticker Shop from Holland.
Oh,
So let's try to get that focused. I don't know, that's my camera. So I don't have too many of those originals, and so I just mentioned in my one video, and then they sent me a whole bunch of stickers. So they are actually making the stickers for this guy, but it's red with the black and everything else, just like the original fig. But now they're going to do probably the red transparent, but whatever's red in here will be transparent, so you can put them in any colored torso and have the black and the logo in the zippers.
That's
So
awesome.
you get yellow, blue. I'm looking forward to that, so I can do my whole hierarchy for my layout.
I've always wanted to do that with those figures. I love that jacket combination. It's just
It's
fantastic.
it's a gorgeous. It's one of my favorite torsos ever.
Same.
Yeah.
I have a list. I have an item on my to-do list that I want to make that jacket
in
And
real
actually-
life.
in
Oh,
real life
that'd be
to
awesome.
wear to conventions and stuff. To have that jacket.
Please make a fat guy size 1.
So
I would
they
do
were
that
up
all
on
the
top,
time.
and I'm not saying they custom made it for me, but I asked and they said ship me one. So, it's, and then Jeff asked if they can make the red in the clear, so you can put it on other torsos. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, because years ago I did this.
Oh, Hoosier.
I don't know if
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
that's
find
right.
this. Where is
Oh,
it?
wait. Hang on.
Years ago I made my own.
Zoom it in.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the center. Hey, I found the middle. I made my own, but they just think it came out horrible. I mean, pink looks good, but the other two are just really bad. So,
Doesn't look that bad, man.
well, I mean, the gold and the white didn't come through because it was a clear sticker, right? You can't print white
Yeah.
on a regular dot matrix printer. So when they come in, I'll do maybe a little video with these guys just to show the.
Yeah, that'll be
Oh,
interesting to see if that sticker guy can he print white onto the transparent, or is he?
Yeah,
Gonna
he's not white because the transparent logos that he makes has the white around the actual Classic Space logo. So
That's awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
does a really good job.
Man.
So one of the things we have talked to a certain brick printer about, and we are checking on the possibilities, and it may be also an old gray brick merchandising thing is taking do what?
Where's the spinning $100 bill?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So what we're thinking of doing is getting a certain printer that we know very well to take the Classic Space computers and shrink them down, but then also size them correctly to fit onto cheese slopes in white and gray and blue.
That'd be awesome.
So we're trying. I mean, we got a little sniff of that in Benny's spaceship, which had that awesome sticker of all the Classic Space computers lined up, which I made sure and got old gray tile and put that on there in my Benny spaceship because those things shall not touch new gray. But anyway, but yeah, and that would be really great for making Neo Classics, and those cheese slope size computers are great. So they solve a big problem in a small amount of space. So we'll talk about that. Hopefully we'll make that something that people can purchase later on. So, but if you want to purchase something now, you can get our your very own old gray brick shirt right now. I'll pop that link back in the chat there if you want to go to TeePublic and all proceeds from that probably support something like StreamYard. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So there you go. So purchase one of those. Be awesome and wear an Old Gray Brick shirt. They are on a discount. Oh, Canadian prices. Look at that.
There you go.
1742 Canadian.
Oh, Matt Robbins says he's got one on the way. That's right.
Oh wait, I didn't see that color. I really like that blue color that you were just on. The blue and the orange go well together. Dang it.
I'm trying to find it.
Maybe I'm gonna have to order another one. I think that's it.
Cancel your other order and just
No, it's too late.
Okay.
You already went through. I'm not gonna cancel it.
Okay. Oh, all right.
So
Maybe I don't think you'll be. I think you'll dig that charcoal gray. You'll be.
The charcoal gray. It was like a teal color that popped up with the orange because orange and blue are opposite colors in the color wheel, so they're complementary. Exactly.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of art nerds in here. I think
Make me
Matthew
get
has,
on my color wheel.
Matthew has several books on color theory.
Yeah. I
And,
bet he does.
I have a fine art degree.
That guy over there. He's
You have a
he's
fine
a
art
professional.
5 semesters of art history.
5.
I studied industrial design for a while before I dropped out and didn't do that anymore.
photography and graphic design is what I originally went to school for.
I studied performance art.
I was a theater minor.
All I did was drink a lot of beer. And then
I studied
after a
ancient
year,
Greek and Latin.
Oh man, that was a.
It's a tough call, but Matthew might be the bigger nerd out of all of us, I believe. I think he holds because he is a doctor in neurology at this point.
I was a classics major and a political science major in
You did classics like Latin and Roman and archaeology
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh
I've read Plato's Apology in Greek and Virgil's Aeneid in Latin.
Ouch. Matt,
He spent 10 years getting his doctorate to not be called Dr. Nerd. So
you're flexing a map right now. We know you're.
Yeah,
a nerd.
I think you need to push up your glasses right about now. Like just be like, ugh.
Arma Virorum Obcanis. See, I had to memorize the first line of Virgil's Aeneid and the first line of the Iliad Odyssey. It's been 25, 30 years, but I remember at least part of it.
Wait, Matthew, do you have a spreadsheet open right now?
I do.
There you go. It's true.
Oh no.
We have gotten lots of.
The funny thing is that when I go to my day job, like every once in a while, I'll just say something like, "Well, I'd rather spend my money on Lego." And then if a student asks, I'll put up pictures of like my Lego room, and they're all like, "Huh." So yeah, you're like really nerdy that way too, aren't you? I'm like,
your
yes.
nerdiness knows no boundary.
You're not square, you're cubed. So
I can tell you how every state voted in every presidential election, and I can also talk about the color wheel of Lego colors at the same time.
Well, time to land this plane, I think. Getting a little late.
Well played, Jeff. Well played.
actually, and that is true. And by the way, that was a fantastic segue.
Oh. Ooh, at least he's wearing body armor.
That's right.
We're in a bomb suit.
All right. Thank you guys for showing up today. Thank you for the folks in the chat. There was some lively banter going on in the chat as well. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you. This Thursday on Thursday Night Live, we are going to talk about, since it's basically 1 year since COVID really shut us down, what have you built? What have you accomplished in your Lego, hobby or whatever? This show being one of the things that we've accomplished, and we'll talk about the anniversary of that later. But what have you accomplished building wise? What have you put together? Whether you want to put some pictures up or share a screen of some of your models. I've got some actually I laid out here because I actually realized I actually have put a little bit of brick together since COVID started. So I'm excited to share about that. So what have you been able to prove? And Maddie became a new returning fan to Lego during COVID. So of all the bad that's happened, some good has happened. And maybe we've gotten to focus on some things maybe we needed to. So we'll talk about that on Thursday. So if you're a guest or you're one of our online folks, have some stuff that you've built during COVID or something you've done, or maybe you're just like, hey, I sorted a bucket and we were good. So,
I
but
just built
don't feel bad if you
friendships.
didn't accomplish something. Everybody's bragging about what they accomplished. If you didn't accomplish something and you survived, you accomplished something, because it's a pandemic and it's crap. And don't feel pressured that you have to achieve. You've survived, and that's good. So go get your shot if you can get it, which my arm is killing me right now. So, but I got my first shot today. Wear a mask. Make sure you're kind to a neighbor. And for crying out loud, wear a mask. Don't be nice. Be kind. Be cool.
You got those lines.
Thanks for joining us. See you later. Bye.